Assassin's Creed is one of my favourite ever gaming franchises. A game that I've been playing since the very first Assassin's Creed, way back in 2007. In this video, I will be looking at the top 5 locations for the next Assassin's Creed game. Number 5, and I'm going to go with a game that it's most likely going to be this game in the next Assassin's Creed, and that is the Viking Era of games. So basically, I'm thinking that it's going to be a lot like Black Flag, in that there's going to be a lot of coastal cities, going to be a lot of naval combat. There's a very, very good period of time to go to because you've got the Dark Ages of Britain, so you could have people like Alfred the Great, you've got the King of Mercia, kings of Wessex, you've got Northumbria, you've got King Aila, people like that in Britain. You've got the Normans, or the early sort of Normans in Francia. And then you've also got the Vikings themselves. You can go down the route of Ragnar Lothbrok. You've got like Eric the Red. You've got fantastic people like that. You've got Bjorn Ironside. You can sort of look at many movies and TV shows such as the Vikings that cover this period of time. It's a very popular sort of area to go to at the moment. A lot of books sort of popularising the subject. And it looks like that's going to be the most likely place. But if it's not the next Assassin's Creed game for some bizarre reason, then I think it should be in the near future, because it's a fantastic period of time to go to. Very rich history that can be explored in an Assassin's Creed game. Number 4, and I'm going with Feudal Japan. And in particular, I'm going to go with the Sengoku Jidai period of Japanese history. This is basically when everything just went completely tits up in Japan. You have the fantastic clans such as the Takeda, Tokugawa, the Oda. You've got fantastic legendary daimyos and samurais in this period of time of Japanese history. You've got like Tokugawa Ieyasu, you've got Takeda Shingen, you've got Oda Nobunaga. These are all legendary Japanese warlords and daimyos, and it's the War in States period of Japan. You get to involve sort of like ninjas and stuff like that. I mean, ninjas and Assassin's Creed just go hand in hand, don't they? So I think it's a period they're going to have to go to. I think a lot of people wanted to go to Japan eventually. I think it would be absolutely perfect, because it's like a marriage made in heaven. I think Assassin's Creed, ninjas, Japanese history, it would work quite well. So I'm going with that as my number 4 on this list. Number 3, and I'm going with the conquest of the New World, Christopher Columbus's time period. I want to go to America again. Now, in North America, we obviously had like New England and stuff in Assassin's Creed 3 and the American Revolution, and Boston and those kind of places. And we explored it again in Black Flag and Rogue as well. But I think South America could do with some love. I think sort of the Mexican area and some of the surrounding sort of islands and stuff, and in sort of South America. And we haven't really seen too much of Spain either. We've had some Spanish characters in sort of Black Flag, but apart from that, I can't really remember too many Spanish characters in Assassin's Creed. So I think, on the one hand, we've got a very good European superpower, which we haven't really explored in Spain. And then we've also got the native tribes, the Aztec and Mayan tribes, which have played a part in Assassin's Creed lore, but we haven't really seen much in Assassin's Creed itself. And of course, it'd be a very similar kind of plotline to Assassin's Creed 3. We've got like your native sort of American tribes, and you've got your big European superpower trying to battle for supremacy and conquer. You've got historical characters like Christopher Columbus that can play a big part as well. I think there's a story there to be told. I think it would be a very interesting period of time to go to in a future Assassin's Creed game. Number 2, and I've gone for World War II. It is a very, very popular area, or popular period of time, which I think a lot of people would love to go to. People did get excited in Unity with the World War II segments you had, especially with like the Eiffel Tower and the World War II like planes and stuff. And that gave us a sort of a glimpse of what could be. I think World War II would be a fantastic period of time, because you've got lots and lots of big historical characters. You've got like Winston Churchill, you've got obviously Hitler, you've got the sort of the tank warfare and stuff like that. How an Assassin's Creed game would play in that period of time would be difficult, probably, because you can't really go running around in a white cape and a hidden blade when everyone's wearing like dark green uniforms and fighting in trenches and mud and all these like sort of inner cities and stuff. So on the one hand, it would be quite challenging, but on the other hand, I think they could make it work. They definitely make it work. I mean, in Syndicate, for example, you didn't really see Evie Fry and Jacob Fry with white capes and stuff. They sort of blended in with the uniform. They've modernised some of the newer assassins quite well. Same with Arno, with a sort of blue outfit and there's like a red little scarf or whatever it was. He sort of fitted into the time period, so they could do it quite easily. They'd have to modernise, obviously, the way they're going to make the assassins appear. But a lot of history in World War II. And it's something that I think it could do and probably do justice to it. So World War II definitely is going to be my pick for number 2. Number 1, and this is a slight cop-out, but hear me out, I'm going with a Bayek sequel. Now the reason I'm going for a Bayek sequel is because I think Bayek's story still has some length to it. I think there's a story to be told what happened after Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, in that period of time, you have the Roman Empire basically being formed, go from a republic to an empire after Caesar got murdered. And if you've watched the show HBO's Rome, or you were a history fan and know what happened in history, then you'd be quite entertained by the prospect of the Roman Civil War. Obviously, you've got Caesar Octavian, which is Caesar's adoptive son, who would eventually become the first emperor of Rome. And you've also got Mark Antony. They're on the two sides of the Civil War. Mark Antony being Cleopatra's lover. The war ended up coming to the shores of Egypt, and Rome basically obviously won and sort of nullified the threat of Egypt. But there's some big battles that were fought, some big naval battles in that period of time. But I'm thinking what we could do with this game, if we do get a Bayek sequel, I would like it to go back to Rome. Even though we've had Rome in Brotherhood, which was many years ago now, it would be nice to revisit it. First of all, for a little bit of nostalgia. Assassin's Creed fans love nostalgia. Secondly, like I mentioned earlier, there is certainly a story to be told with Bayek and what happened afterwards with Bayek and the Hidden Ones. Having him go to Rome, the streets of Rome, and perhaps have to take out, Templar type characters and villains, Roman generals, that sort of thing, to help his homeland would be quite an interesting sort of spin on things. Having him involved in the war, but maybe the war not going his way and stuff like that. And yeah, I just think that it makes sense. It'd basically be a Roman Assassin's Creed, even though we had Romans in Assassin's Creed Origin, they weren't the focal point. It was mainly the Egyptian people and what was going on in Egypt. The Romans were just there as like a side plot. Having like a Roman Assassin's Creed, going back to Rome, one of the early places of Assassin's Creed games, and having it with a familiar character with a story to be told would be great. So that's why I've gone with a Bayek sequel in Rome for my number 1 choice. Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what 5 places you would like Assassin's Creed to go to next. I've been Dragonheart. Until next time, goodbye.